A cluttered, magical bookshop with towering shelves, hanging plants, and mysterious bottles. Books are everywhere, some floating, others whispering. Ivy, 17, bookish but determined, stands amid the chaos holding a will. To my beloved niece Ivy, I leave pages and potions, along with all its secrets. A romance novel sighs dramatically and falls off a shelf. Ivy picks it up. Okay, that's new. The book flutters its pages like it's trying to communicate. Gee, okay, definitely talking books. Please tell me your aunt left instructions on how to run this place. It's like something out of a fairy tale. Look at all these beautiful old books. Her best friend Zara, 17, practical, and Chloe, 17, dreamy, enter carrying coffee. How's the inventory going? Oh my god, Ivy. Did you see that? See what? Chloe, you've been reading too much. A fantasy novel near Chloe suddenly sprouts tiny paper dragons that flutter around her head. A cookbook opens itself and begins projecting holographic ingredients that start mixing themselves in the air. What the hell? Welcome to my inheritance, apparently. I can see the equations. I understand them now. Books react to their presence, self-help books start giving motivational speeches, horror books create spooky shadows, poetry books make flower petals fall from the ceiling. The three girls explore the shop. Your aunt wasn't just a bookshop owner. She was like a book healer. Exactly. Who needs dusty old books when you can have a Starbucks and a phone store? I'll serve the demolition notice tomorrow. One less eyesore on Main Street. Mayor Thompson, 50s, stern, sits across from developer Jenkins, 40s, greedy, looking at building plans. Aunt Clara's journal mentioned that the books chose people. I thought she was being metaphorical. A stressed college student enters. A calculus textbook immediately flies toward him and begins glowing. Excuse me, is this textbook a worm? He trips over one. What is this nonsense? Just some old maps, Mr. Mayor. I know. We're not going down without a fight. Ivy, Zara, and Chloe research frantically. Books float around them, offering assistance. According to city records, this building is historically protected. They can't just tear it down. Grandfathered protections can be challenged if the original documentation is lost or destroyed. The door chimes and Mayor Thompson enters with an official notice. Miss Chen? I'm Mayor Thompson. I'm afraid I have some unfortunate news. Developer Jenkins works late. Horror books have somehow infiltrated his office and are creating terrifying shadows and sounds. He touches it, and suddenly his eyes light up with understanding. This is insane. Ivy, Zara, and Chloe explore the dusty basement with flashlights. Ancient books line the walls. Aunt Clara's journal mentioned something about the foundation of the shop. The source of all the magic. Sir, I think you need some rest. Books don't just appear. Demolition? But this shop has been here for over 60 years. Progress waits for no one, Miss Chen. You have 30 days to vacate. Ivy, look at this. She pulls out an ancient leather-bound journal. It glows with warm, golden light. For generations of women using books to heal the community. And now they want to tear it all down for a shopping mall. Did that book just download knowledge into his brain? I think so. It's waiting for me to write the next chapter. A crowd has gathered as demolition crews set up. News vans and protesters with "Save Our Bookshop" signs fill the street. I actually feel better. You have to vacate immediately. Actually, Mr. Mayor, I have something that might change your mind. The pages show photos and stories of women throughout the decades. A warm, golden light emanates from its pages, and suddenly the entire street is filled with floating, glowing books. Each person who touches a book is filled with visible joy and understanding. This bookshop is more than just a building. It's a heart that beats with stories, dreams, and the connections between people. Margaret Chen, 1924. Used books to teach immigrant children English. That's beautiful. Ruth Chen, 1943. Books provided comfort during the war. They transport us to other worlds, help us understand ourselves, and connect us to each other. Instead of a shopping mall, what if we built a community library where the books can roam freely and help whoever needs them most? Clara Chen, 1987. Books healed broken hearts and minds. Of course, it helps that they're having fun too. Ivy shows the dignitaries a special section where the original grimoire sits in a place of honor. This is either the coolest thing ever or I'm completely losing my mind. Turns out, the world needs more places where books can roam free and find the people who need them most. For generations of women who believed that books could change the world. Who would have thought that our friend inheriting a weird bookshop would start a magical library revolution? What's next for your unique institution? I think our friend just became the most powerful urban planner in history. After all, every ending is just the beginning of someone else's story. He grabs the book and rushes out, leaving money on the counter. People of all ages browse happily as books float around, finding their perfect readers. Some people think books are old-fashioned. But I've learned that stories are the most powerful magic we have. They help us understand each other, dream bigger dreams, and remember that even in a digital world, some things are worth preserving. We need to find the shop's heart, the original spell book that gives life to all the others. Heartbroken girl, 16, enters, crying. A romance novel immediately wraps its covers around her like a hug. This is so weird, but we've learned that magic works best when it serves love, learning, and connection. The books seem to understand that. She sits in a reading chair as several romance novels gather around her protectively. The books choose their readers based on what each person needs most. We've had a 400% increase in literacy rates and a 60% decrease in reported depression in our community. This place saved my academic career. The books here helped me through my parents' divorce. This bookshop has served our community for almost a century. The books here don't just tell stories, they change lives. The old bookshop has to go. That corner is perfect for the new shopping complex. Ivy works at the register while books continue their magical activities. He hands her the demolition notice. All the books in the shop suddenly go silent. As he turns to leave, the adventure books start creating treasure maps that lead directly to his office. After he leaves, the books begin to flutter and whisper angrily. But look at this, the developer has connections. The historical protection was mysteriously lifted last month. A legal thriller opens itself and begins highlighting important passages about property law. She looks up, realization dawning. They made the original protection papers disappear. Ivy, did you just say spellbook like it's a normal thing? Nothing about this place is normal, Zara. But that's what makes it special. The books around them start glowing softly, as if responding to her acceptance. I keep telling you, there are strange noises in here. And these books weren't here yesterday. A self-help book opens itself on his desk with the page, Chapter 12, Learning to Let Go of Greed. This place feels older, more powerful. They search through old boxes and find a hidden compartment in the floor. The Chen family grimoire, established 1924. She opens it carefully. It's not just a spell book. It's a legacy. The grimoire's pages flutter, showing blank pages at the end. The fate of the historic Pages and Potions bookshop will be decided today, as protesters clash with developers over this beloved community landmark. Ivy stands in front of the shop with the grimoire, Zara and Chloe beside her. Students from the college nod in agreement, holding textbooks that help them learn. Mayor Thompson approaches with the demolition order. Miss Chen, I'm sorry, but progress waits for no one. She opens the grimoire. The books begin to swirl around the crowd, and people start reaching out to touch them. What if instead of tearing down the old to make room for the new, we transformed the new to honor the old? She closes her eyes and speaks to the grimoire. Show them what we could build together. The air shimmers, and suddenly the planned shopping mall transforms before everyone's eyes into a magnificent library with multiple floors, gardens, and reading spaces. How is this possible? Books are magic, Mr. Mayor. The crowd cheers. Even the demolition crew looks enchanted. Did Ivy just redesign an entire city block with magic? A stunning, multi-story library with floating books, reading gardens, and cozy nooks. Ivy, now wearing a badge that says Head Librarian, gives a tour to visiting dignitaries. How do you manage the unusual nature of your collection? A small child runs by, chased by a friendly picture book that's creating animated illustrations in the air. This is where it all started. She opens the grimoire to the final page, which now shows her own photo and the words Ivy Chen, 2024. Proved that magic and progress can grow together. We're opening satellite locations in other cities. Zara and Chloe join her, both wearing library volunteer badges. The best stories always start with someone believing in something impossible. Ready to help more people find their perfect story? The books flutter excitedly, and a gentle magical wind carries them toward new readers throughout the library. Camera pulls back to show the entire magical library, alive with stories, dreams, and endless possibilities.